Let's do it live. Let's do it live. What up, everybody? Dan dodged Helene in Orlando this week. Orlando, do you all get affected down there, Dan? In Orlando, I don't think you live down there, but you guys don't get affected that much of the hurricanes, do you? We didn't get that much rain down here, Dan. We got some rain, but not as much. It bypassed us pretty good. Oh, okay. Hello. All right. Asheville got hit hard. Kingsport, Johnson City, that East Tennessee area got hit real hard. In fact, I know some people up there who lost their houses. Crazy, man. So we got to find a way to donate some money to them for sure. It's crazy, man. It's not good. Let's say prayers for these people, shall we? Dear Heavenly Father, we just pray for those who are affected by hurricanes, by the just losing their houses, never mind losing a loved one. Just look out for them, for Lord, in their time of trouble. May they just turn to you and recognize that it all work out in the end according to your plan, and just give them patience and guidance and comfort as they're just trying to get their lives back on track. For those of us who survived without any damage, let us always be grateful and to be cautious that there are other people who are suffering, even though we're not. We pray in Jesus' name, amen. Does that offend you, huh? Does that offend you that I said a prayer? Some guy said, hold on a second. There you go. Some guy said, you should keep religion, and then your mom tell you, what did he say? He said, to keep your politics and religion to yourself. I said, well, hey, I don't care what your mom told you. I'm not going to do that. There is something Christians supposed to believe in called the Great Commission. You know, if you have Matthew 25, if memory serves, Matthew 25, there is something called the Great Commission that proclaim the good news to all areas of the earth. That's for sure. So if you don't have to follow Jesus, that's fine. Do what you got to do. But if you're following Jesus, you're supposed to have the Great Commission, and that's just fact, straight from Jesus's words. So, and in politics, I like to incorporate politics. Hey, I find it fun to talk about the polls like we're going to do today. And the idea that politics doesn't affect financial planning is just stupid. I mean, I don't want to talk politics. Hey, same guy. I don't want to talk politics. Hey, can I do a Roth IRA? What's a Roth IRA? It's tax free. What's the name of the Roth IRA? Who is that for? A guy named William Roth, who is a last Republican senator of Delaware, who is partners with Sniffy Joe. But politics, man, keep your politics out. Roth IRA. Come on, man. Bill Roth. You just came inside. But I don't want to talk about politics. It's okay. I don't care. But on top of that, it's something I call a same group preference, man. I've never understood. Like, some businesses can't engage in that. I get it. If you're like a Delta Airlines, you can't. You're not supposed to. I don't know why these corporations do this. You're not supposed to be leaning towards the left or to the right. You should just be straight down the middle for sure. I get it. But for me, just one guy in my freaking Toronto Blue Jays T-shirt and stuff like that, just who cares, man? You know what I'm saying? Same group preference. I want to appeal to people who think like me. I don't want to appeal to people who are liberals and think the world revolves around them. By the way, I had an email from a guy the other day on Thursday, and he emails me Friday. He said, I guess you can get my email or something like that, or maybe I said, dude, we are dealing with a major hurricane. Emails weren't my high priority, and he apologized for that. But again, look, man, if someone doesn't respond to you, I just want to be very clear. I've never once in my whole life said I will respond to you in 24 hours. Never have said that. Never will, because I find that to be wishful thinking to say, hey, I guarantee you I will respond in 24 hours. So if you email me and you don't hear from me within 24 hours, maybe hang tight. You know what I'm saying? It actually, because I do get it on occasion, like, hey, I emailed, I haven't heard back. I'm like, it was just yesterday. And never mind a hurricane or not. It's like, that's not my priority to fire off an email immediately. You know what I'm saying? Now, I normally do, but I'm never going to say anything at all. Like, I'll respond to your email in 24 hours. Now, I don't like them sitting there for days on end. But if you haven't heard from me in 24 hours, just pipe down a little bit, because I think at the end of the day, you're going to be disappointed if you expect me to email you. I do delete emails if their page is long, 100%, unless they're from clients. If they're from clients, I don't. But yeah, the last thing I want to look at, my man, some guy today, not today, the other day, sent me this long email. He's like, and it's like, I got this from Jack Sparrow from the Survival Podcast. Put the question in the very beginning. If you want to have some color to go with it, that's fine. But am I wearing a blue shirt? Just put that at the very beginning so I know what to look at. But if it's going to be paragraph upon paragraph, I had a guy email me the other day. He's like, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? I was like, I don't think anything. Delete. No, it's rude. No, it's not rude. It's not rude. I mean, I email clients back because clients pay me. Sometimes I email non-clients back. More often than not, I do. But if you're going to send me this long, elaborate email and say, what do you think? Or if even, anyway, I don't want to. Some people need their fix. Yeah, I get it, man. But I'm not their fix. So that's the thing. I'm not. Look, I got other things to do. I mean, that's the thing. And I'll never forget when I first started working on my first book. There was a lady on YouTube, and she said, if you have questions on this, contact me about how to write a book. And I said, hey, I'd like to talk to you about how to write a book. She didn't say, her fees or anything by that. She goes, have your question? She goes, well, here's my fee page. She sent me her fee page. And I said, well, that's not really what you said in your video. I get it. That's not really what she said in her video. In her video, she said, if you have questions, just send me an email. I sent her an email. And then she said, I get it. That wasn't what she said. So, did Colorado win again? Damn, dude. I was hoping not. Yeah, now we're going to be right back to Deion Sanders should be the head coach of Florida State. Man, I was hoping Colorado. They should have lost last week to Baylor. Who they play today? They played who they play today. I actually told my son, I said, 2 guaranteed wins if you're better. Colorado and UCF, because Colorado is 2 touchdown underdogs. I said, there's no way, because University of Central Florida. I mean, I said Alabama is going to win against Georgia, and I guarantee Colorado wins against UCF. Just the fact that they're 2 touchdown underdogs. I said, look, as much as I can't stand Colorado, they're not a bad team, and I guess they won. That sucks. Guys, we're just watching right now. Auburn lose to Oklahoma. At least they were losing as I came on board, so that was pretty good. I like the new SEC schools to beat the old SEC schools. So that makes sense. So Texas A&M, I know they've been in the SEC a couple years, but I'd like to see Texas A&M, and Oklahoma dominate the SEC for sure. So I'm glad to see, at least when it was just a second ago, Oklahoma had the ball at the Auburn 20 with 1 minute left. It was 4th down, so they're going to kick a field goal, so they should be up by 6. So unless Auburn has a miraculous comeback a la Colorado last week, I think Oklahoma should win, which is would be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. So I still like football, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't get the fans that love going there. That makes no sense to me. But like, I listen to Clay Travis. They just love that stuff. Here in the South, it's just literally it's a rite of passage. It's weird to me, man. But anyway, yes, I hope I started to see. So now Colorado's 4-1. Damn. Oh, that's for gotcha. That's Auburn, Oklahoma, right there. Okay, good. Yeah, so it's okay. Gotcha. Kind of like a financial planner, huh? I can help you with your finances. Oh, and here's my outrageous bill. Yeah, but I don't say that. I can help you with your finances. Give me an email. I don't say that to help you. I say, in fact, I don't say anything on my videos. I can help you with your finances. I say very explicitly nothing like that. So if you're referring to me, that's not what I do. If you're referring to my website, it's very explicitly clear. Here are my fees. Fee page right there. So no one works for free. That's a fact. And I certainly don't say, hey, send me an email. I will send on occasion, but if you're going to, I have no problem with people send me emails. I'm not going to, if it's a freaking 8-pager, and I don't think anyone's actually sent me that, I'm not going to freaking read the whole thing. I'll never forget, Owen Benjamin had this guy, it's actually pretty funny, who had sent Owen Benjamin his new Constitution for America. It's like this long, he sent it to him, like not an email, but literally he sent it to a thing, a booklet. And and then when Owen Benjamin didn't read it, he goes, well, send it back to me. And Owen Benjamin said, I didn't ask for this. I didn't. I'm not paying for this. I'm not going to send it back to you. Send it to me." The guy was pissed. He's like, "I mailed that to you. I thought you'd read it and like it. Send it back if you don't like it. Don't mention it." No, I didn't pay for it. But at least now in college football, we'll actually have a playoff to determine who the real champion is, as opposed to as opposed to what it was before. It was just the SEC always and everywhere. Old Miss was on before. Apparently, they had the most revered, best tailgate for all the students. Looked like old money for 100%. Yeah. And then they lost. Ole Miss was number 6 in the nation. I was like, why? Why are they number 6? I didn't understand. They had the best offense. Yeah, they're playing like Kent State. Who cares? The miracle of July 13th. I don't know what July 13th is. What's July 13th? All right, let's see what else we got. All right, good. All right. Yeah, 100%. Politics and religion is all we should talk about. Absolutely. Whales like Buffett are selling tons of stocks slowly and surely. Follow what they do and not what they say. I think a big crash is coming post-election. Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? You'll believe I have 100,000 YouTube followers by tax time 2025. I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. I only get like 40 a day. Well, I mean 20 to 30 a day. Butler. Oh, that was July 13th, Butler, Pennsylvania. So anyway, so you heard it here first. I didn't say about Colorado, but I mean because I told him. But you heard it here first that Alabama was going to beat Georgia. I think it's pretty big too. I'd say by 14. Then everybody would just press. Like, oh, I'm so depressed because teenagers didn't win. And I was like, dude, it's teenagers, man. Teenagers playing football. All right, so let's jump into this. I find this very interesting. All right, so I'm going to start with this right here. If I can get my screen up. Go over here. Oh, yeah, because some people will say I'm cherry picking. Now, Penelope has never said I'm cherry picking, but Penelope sees polls differently than I do because I have a sneaky suspicion Penelope isn't doing the diving in like I do. All right. So what we're going to do here, I find it fun. Lose subscribers. Yeah, well, a lot of people will see one video, they like my stuff, and then I didn't know you're a freaking maggot, what they call us. I didn't know. I was like, well, okay, and they'll unsubscribe. But yeah, so I'm like, I don't care. I mean, as long as YouTube pays my mortgage, and it does, I'm fine with that. The question is, right now is when the money's coming in, and why? Like, I'm not making. There was about two. I made 9. My most I ever made was in March of 2022. I think. I think it's 2022. I made like $9,800 on YouTube, and I thought I had it made. I'll never forget. I say, "Oh, holy crap!" You know what I'm saying? And that was nothing ever come close to that. I think I made 7,000 the next month. I'm like, whew, I'm making, I made $16,000 in 2 months on YouTube. Could not believe it. I haven't come anywhere near that. It's all downhill from there. In fact, actually, let's actually take a look. I'll show you by stats if I think I can. I think this stuff is fun, man. I very much enjoy it. I probably should do some advertising, all that stuff. To be honest with you, I just don't. But let's see. I haven't looked at my stats for a while, so we'll look at them together and we'll get the election stuff. I find it fun. Guys, listening right now, Rick Beato talking about how he can't get Jimmy Page on his account and he can't get the guy from Pink Floyd, not Roger Waters, the other guy, because they're too caught up in the mainstream media stuff. Like they got to be on Jimmy Kimmel or something like that. And Rick Beato's like, dude, I get more views than Jimmy Kimmel by a factor of 10 or whatever it was. And it's funny. Yeah, I don't have any desire to have any sponsorships or advertising. David Gilmour, that's what it was. Yeah, David Gilmour. And the reason I don't is because it's too much of a pain in the ass. I mean, I watch these guys with the videos. They're like, we got to place the ad here, or we got to do an ad read there. I'm like, dude, when I do it, literally, I'll say, oh, this is a video I want to do. It's just that simple. And I'll start doing the video. I don't plan it. Sometimes I have an idea in my head, but I don't plan it or anything like that. I'm just like, all right, let's do this video, and I'll start doing it. Imagine having to all right, I got to cut this and put this ad read in there. Ugh, I don't want to do any of that crap. I know you can make money on my man Finn McKenty. I think makes like $10,000 a month on his YouTube channel. Hey, more for him, man. Yeah, I don't. So just going back to Finn McKenty, was he makes? I know for a fact he makes like 10 to 12,000 bucks a month. So, and he gets, he does like punk rock stuff or metal, there's a lot of metal stuff. Um, but he has sponsors and I don't care. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But for me, that sounds like more of a pain in the ass than it's worth. He's got to stop the video he's doing, put that thing in there. Now he's a graphic designer by nature. I'm just a caveman. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Finn's a friend of mine, and more power to him. That sounds like a hassle to me, especially in products that I don't like. What is it, Hello Kitty? Whatever. Oh, Hello Fresh. I'm like I used Hello Fresh once. If I could do it, I would. If I could find a way to do it, yes, yeah, you should buy HelloFresh. I got no problem with that. But I'm not somebody I use anymore because it's kind of hassle. I just, I had Patriot Supply want to advertise all kinds of gold and precious metals. I don't have. I'm not. No, I've noted. I'm certainly not getting involved in gambling. That's for damn sure. No, I don't want to have anything to do with gambling. I like Josh puts multiple ads in the videos. I don't put anything in there. I don't do anything. So just FYI, Q humor. I literally don't do anything. Um, plus, the advertisement sucks in videos. Anyway, so for me, I'm just like whatever. That's what I do. But anyway, so let's take a look at. I'll show you my metrics here. Yeah, so there's so we got 9 on my Josh Scanlon YouTube channel right now, and we got like 100 on my regular YouTube channel right now. So let's look at the metrics here. We're gonna go to YouTube Studio, and hold on just a second, amigos. Hold on just a second, ladies and girls. Hold on. How dare I say ladies? Huh? I don't know if you're a lady. Do you know women have to get prostate cancer? They can get prostate cancer. Did you not know that? How dare you? Women can get prostate cancer. They better get their prostate checked because you just don't know. You just don't know. All right, so let's see what we got here. I'm not going to show you how much money I made, but I am going to show you if I can get it right there. So we got, hold on a second. Why does it take us so long? There we go. So the last, why is it not showing up? Okay. I don't know what's going on. But the last month, I had 608 subscribers. This is not the last month. This is the last, actually, let me just go to the month of September. So far, September, I've had 580 subscribers, which is 30% down from the same time last month. I've had 23,000 hours of watch time, which is 25% down from last month. I've had 400,000 views, which is 15% down from last month. All right, so the month of September was way down from the month of August. All right, so the month of August was, and that's not the whole month. That's 26 days of the month. The month of August, I had almost 600,000 views, about 900 subscribers, and about 40,000 watch time. So August was a big month for me. 600,000 views. I think the most views I ever had. I think I had like 900,000 one month. That's it. So, yeah. So August was a good month, and then July. Just give an example here. In the July, I had 500,000 views, got about 400 subscribers. So yeah. So you can see right there is that my views, usually around 4 to. Did you make up your mind? It usually ranges about 450,000 on average. And it's been flat for if I can show you here, can I do lifetime? There you go, buddy. And there he is. Let's see if I can't show you. Yeah, so they've been pretty. I'm not going to show it to you because it has my revenue on there. But yeah, so actually, I'll show you this right here. Hold on a second. I'll show you this right here. You might find this interesting. Present. Hey, Jill. Present right here. Share screen. Right there. Yeah. So here's my views, and you can see they nothing. They jumped up a couple times there, jumped up right here, and that's when COVID really started kicking in. They jumped up quite a bit there. These are the daily views, and so it kind of leveled off, a down slope a little bit. I was banned right. There's a couple of weeks in here I was banned for a couple of weeks at a time. Kind of slowly climbing back up again. So you can see it's like basically 10 to 13,000 a day, coming up here 30 to 20,000 a day, 25,000 a day. Then it started getting down here a little bit, about 15,000 a day, 15,000, 12,000, 12,000. Then back up here, So it's staying flat, if that makes sense. That's okay. Oh, and it's a little bit of the last couple months, a little bit of a pickup. A lot of YouTube channels, to be honest with you, after 7 years, they start falling away, and mine hasn't done that. So it hasn't grown that much. I mean, but again, as long as it pays my mortgage, I'm comfortable with that. But it stayed flat in terms of the number of views, and that's because we got a loyal base of people. And that's okay. It's okay. I mean, I want to have 1 million views a month. Sure, absolutely. Am I going to do anything differently? No, I just like what I do. I like the videos I do. I'm not going to do a lot of clickbait stuff. I'm certainly not going to have my wife, showing off her bod on YouTube. I wish she would, but she won't do that. So it's all good, man. So you just, I do what I like to do. It's fun. And people get offended because I talk politics. I don't care. People get offended because I talk, my love of the Lord. Don't care. People even get offended by, I can't believe you said that. I literally don't care. I'm just like, whatever. So it's, if only Christine Benz had made me famous. Yeah, but it's funny. I actually get more views than she does. So it's all good. I should be up like a rocket, says Jill. Nah, I mean, but I don't see. That's the thing. It's like there was a couple of times you're like exploding. Like, wow, I'm taking off. Then it starts going the other way. It's kind of depressing. Like, what am I doing wrong? But I don't really get depressed by it because, again, the fact that there's 138 people here right now. The fact that you are here is talk about a stroking of my ego. If I had 1,000 people, would that make me a higher ego? Yeah. Could I handle that? I don't think so. I think God, I have a friend from high school who just connected on Facebook. And she was actually in the army with me at Fort Drum. I didn't know. I mean, we knew each other. We're just up there one day. I said, hey, it's Leanne. And we were pretty close, not like girlfriend, boyfriend, but Leanne crushes. And she was an MP and I was the infantry. And I said, anyway, so she just connected me on Facebook. And I said, hey, what the hell we're talking about? But she's got a lot going on in her life, in terms of just a lot of sickness and people. And I said, man, Leanne, God must think you're strong because he only gives to people who are strong enough to be able to deal with all this crap. And she goes, yeah, I wish you'd give to somebody else. So I said, no, I get it. But I said, you must be one strong cookie. But anyway, what was I saying there? Oh, so anyway, so I don't know if I could, going back, I don't know if I could handle, to be that much. Like if I was Rick Beato, because he seems like his head's on straight. I'm not sure mine would be. I think I don't want, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think I could handle that. I think, I don't want to be like a guy who says, things I don't want to be P. Diddler. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think I could do it. Now, with that said, if I all of a sudden start making $10,000 a month on YouTube, I'm gonna turn it down. No, but hey, right on. Look at my man Dan, telling like it is. Hey, Korea's in the house. Right on, man. The fact that we are here speaks to how sad and empty our lives are. Less on you, polarizer. Yeah, paw that like. That's why we got to paw that like button, or at least fondle it. You don't have to smash it. Having me here is enough for my ego. Right on. Right on. I mean, just anyway. So that's fun. It's just what I'm saying. It's fun. If it's not, some of these guys are like, they get depressed by this. Like, why? I mean, no one wants to see their channel die. My channel's not dying. My channel's right where it's just staying level. There's nothing wrong with staying level, man. You know what I'm saying? Being content is a wonderful thing to be. Being content just says, hey, I'm good. Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, there's some guy, and he said the life and a YouTube channel after 7 years it just crashes. I don't know that to be true, but that's what he said. I said, okay, well, mine hasn't. All right, so let's jump into Carl QVC. Yeah, no, Jill, you've been here among the first, man. Oh yeah, Kelsey brothers. What a bunch of clowns. What a bunch of clowns. Hey, thanks, Mike. We have to have fun with our channel. That's all that matters. 100%, dude. 100%. We have to have fun with our channel. Yeah. A lot of people like, I just don't get it. It's like they think, all right, enough of that. All right. So let's dive into this. I want to show you. I find this incredibly interesting. So I hope Penelope is still here so she can pipe in with her negative Nelly pro Kamala stuff. And I'm just goofing. I love Penelope crushes. So we're going to look, actually, I want to start with Arizona. All right, so we're going to start. Oh, no, I don't want to. I want to start. Ooh, this is what I want to start with right here. This is you guys, right there. Right there. All right, so we're going to go to my X account here. Can I make this bigger? 1 second. Oh, I can do it right here. So here's Dan Giglio. I don't know who that is, but he says, this is how Nate Silver operates. Nate Silver's a 538 guy. He gives garbage media pollsters like Morning Consult, Ipsos, and YouGov high ratings and then slanders other forms that don't produce propaganda for the Democrats. He talked about Rasmussen. He's scum. Hey, Nate, let's look at the records. I just lost it. 1 second. Let's look at the records of some of the firms you claim. So we're going to look at this guy real quick. This is fantastic. Can you all see that? I hope you can see this. Yes. All right, sweet. Now if I can make this bigger. See, that doesn't make it bigger. I don't know why that is. Oh, maybe because I'm over here. So I got to do it here. Oh, all right. For some reason, that didn't make it bigger. Anyway, so let's read what's happening here. So the final poll in 2020 was, let's see, final poll right here was Biden +8. Biden +8. The actual margin was Biden +4.5. All right. The final poll was for the Democrats +7.3 in the generic split. The actual was 3.1. All right. The final poll in Arizona was Biden +2.3. In actuality, it was 0.3 for a sniffy Joe. Colorado was a 12.9. Now that the final was actually bigger than that in Colorado. He actually won by 13. Florida, the final poll was Biden by 6.1, and of course Trump won by 3.3. Georgia, the final poll was sniffy by 2.4, Biden won by 0.3. And I say one laughing. In Indiana, the final poll was Trump up by 11, he won by 16. Biden 7 point right here. In Missouri, Trump 9.4, he won by 15. Right here in North Carolina, Biden up by 0.7, Trump up by 1.3. Ohio, Trump up by 2.6, Trump won by 8.2. Biden in Pennsylvania up by 8.7, Biden won by 1.2. South Carolina, Trump 6.6, he won by 11.6. Texas was a tie, Trump won by 6. The final poll in Wisconsin, Biden up by 13, he won by 0.7. All right. And then you see these other ones too. They had down votes here. So we got Kelly in Arizona won by the final poll 3.5, won by 2.4. Hicklin, let's see right here. They had Ossoff winning 1, and Purdue won by 1.8. Purdue actually ended up losing in the runoff, unfortunately. McConnell, they had winning by 11. He won by 20. They had Peters win by 5.7. He won by 1.7. Cunningham, they had winning by 5. He lost to Tillis. Graham ended up winning by 10.3, even though the polls only had him up by 2.2. Cornyn ended up winning more than twice the thing. All right. So now that was one thing. So check this out. All right. So now we're going to go over here, if I can. So go right here. So can I make this bigger? 1 second. Hey, 1 second. But it's going to get even better than this. I'm going to show you something. You'll be like, oh man, that's crazy. If I can. Man, where did the other one go? Hold on a second. I want to show you this Rasmussen one. Right there. Oh, yeah, right here. Sweet. There it is. If I share screen. Oh, by the way, Eric Adams, that whole thing's a hoax, too. I don't like Eric Adams. He sucks. I don't want they're going to put it. I mean, literally, dude, they'll put anyone in jail they want. It's crazy. All right. So here you go. So remember, a stupid Nate Silver saying Rasmussen he doesn't take seriously because his targets Republicans more than Democrats. Well, it's simply not true. Right here, Multiple state pollsters, 2020 multiple state pollster scorecard. Trafalgar had an error facing Republicans by 86%. Only 14% error favored Democrats. So if they had 100 races, they aired on behalf of the Republicans 86 times out of 100. They aired on behalf of the Democrats only 14 times out of 100. Insider advantage, Susquehanna and Trafalgar. All right. All right. So even Susquehanna was only 60% error on behalf of the Republicans, whereas 40% of their error on behalf of the Democrats. But Rasmussen, 75. If they had 100 different polls, 75 were aired on favor of the Democrats. Only 25% of the time do they err in favor of the Republicans. All right. And Rasmussen only had an average error of 3.2. Trafalgar had an average error of 2.7. All right. Insider advantage and Susquehanna, which were all the ones that erred on favor of the Republicans, had the tightest shot group. Just as an FYI. Now we go all the way down to Quinnipiac and Monmouth. Monmouth average error was 7.6. 100% of the time, their error favored Democrats. Quinnipiac, 7.3. 100% of the time, their error favored Democrats. Mason-Dixon, CNN, 100% of the time. And I forgot what the PPP is, a Democratic leaning poll. 100% of the time, their error favored Democrats. And we're talking a margin of error of over 7%, which is just stupid. Here's NBC Wall Street Journal. 83% of the time, they erred in favor of Democrats. And now I'm going to give something else here, too, to show you. ABC's 100% of the time. Fox News, 100% of the time, they erred in favor of the Democrats. Because if you follow my man, Conservative Treehouse, theconservativetreehouse.com, we know who the Fox News pollster is. He's a scumbag. New York Times, 92%. Reuters, 100%, they favored the Democrats. They erred in favor of the Democrats. CNBC, erred in favor of the Democrats. One thing they didn't have in here, when I was surprised, I actually did not like, because the closest poll for a couple of cycles now has been the not the business Investors Business Daily, the IBD. So I'm surprised I don't have the IBD in here. Isn't that very interesting? So of all these ones, Nate Silver is griping about Rasmussen, and yet all these other guys err on behalf of the Democrats. All right. So very, very interesting. And the Investors Business Daily, I don't know why it's not in there. Is Investors Business Daily still running polls? Let me see here. Because that was the tightest poll in 2016. And I think I can't remember if they did in 2020. Is IBD still running polls? Let's see here. Yeah, IBD TIPP poll. Yeah, right on. Right, absolutely. Oh, wait. But he's not doing it anymore? Hold on a second. Yeah, no, they stopped doing it as of 2023. Oh, man, that's too bad. That's too bad, because I think they stopped doing it as of 2023. That sucks. That was a very good poll. Oh, man. That's too bad, man. Sorry to hear that. All right, so let's keep going. So now I want to show you guys something. Check this out. We're going to go to Arizona. I want to show you guys something. Right here. So here's the most recent RCP averages, real clear polling for Trump and heels up in Arizona. RCP average has Trump up by 2. All right. So we take all these polls, Rasmussen, New York Times, Emerson, Trafalgar, Marist, Bloomberg, Fox. I've already showed you some of those that were just biased as all can be. They put them in average. They say, oh, actually, see, Bloomberg's got Harris up by 3. Let's see what Bloomberg did in the past. Bloomberg, where's Bloomberg on this? I could have sworn I saw it. It's not in here. I can see. Yeah, it's not in here for 2020. So I don't know what they did in 2020. But anyway, so very interesting. So check this out. So what was on this day in 2020? Sniffy Joe was up by 3.4. 3.4. What did Sniffy Joe end up winning Arizona by? Anyone, I mean, again, winning, we have to say with a grain of salt. But anyone want to guess what Sniffy Joe ended up winning Arizona by in 2020? Oops, I just Typo, Arizona. There we go. Oh, why am I doing that? Hold on, just a second. Hold on. Arizona. Oops, dude, kill me, man. How come I can't type? Arizona. There we go. All right. So in 2020, Sniffy Joe ended up winning Arizona by how much? Let's take a gander. Let's gander over to Arizona and see what. And I'm going to look at CNN, all right? Because CNN, they're legit. And let's take a look at what CNN did. So Arizona went for CNN. Biden won by 0.4, 40 basis points. But again, I just showed you that they had Biden at this time this year winning by 3.4. So basically 3 percentage points off the final. Interesting. And let's check this out. In 2016, at this stage, they had Trump winning Arizona by 2.5. So let's see what Arizona did in 2016. If it lets us do that, let's take a look. In 2016, I'm not sure it's gonna. Let's take a look. Nope, doesn't show 2016. But we can find out. So let's see. What did Trump win Arizona into? How much did Trump win Arizona in 2016? How much did Trump win Arizona in 2016? So remember, at this stage, they had Trump winning by 2.5. And we'll see what he won in 2016, ultimately ended up winning. And again, they had Biden win 3.4. All right, but Biden didn't win by 3.4. Trump won by 4.1 in 2016. Interesting. So not only did Biden not win by 3.4 in 2020, he won by 0.4. And not only did Trump not win by 2.5, he won by almost double that. Interesting, is it not? Yes, it is. All right, so now let's go over to Michigan, shall we? Yes, we shall. And let's see what they have in this. So right now they got Heels up by 1.7. At this time in 2020, Sniffy Joe was up by 5.2, and Hillary was up by 4.7. We know what happened to Hillary; she lost. So basically, they aired by 5 points in favor of Hillary. What did Sniffy Joe win in 2020? Let's take a look, shall we? Well, I guess I can't. Okay, let me type. I don't think I showed you that, but here, let me just type again. So remember, they had Sniffy Joe up by 5 at this stage last year, 2020, and Sniffy Joe ended up winning by about 3. Yeah, about 3. Interesting. They had Hillary up by 5, and she ended up losing. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, so let's look at something else here. Let's go over to this. So that's Michigan. Now, as I said before, and how much did actually? Let's see. I want to go to Pennsylvania. So hang tight, because again, it all comes down to Pennsylvania. If Heels Up can't win Pennsylvania, it's over. That's all there is to it. Heels Up can't win Pennsylvania, it's over. So we're gonna go here to Pennsylvania. And I did a video on this the other day, but I didn't do this. Again, in Pennsylvania, they had Hillary up by 2.4. We know Trump won. They had Sniffy Joe by 5.3. And did Sniffy Joe win Pennsylvania by 5.3? Well, let's go to the tape. And we're going to type in Pennsylvania up here, and we'll show you. Hold on just a second. And we're going right there. And we're going to Pennsylvania. All right, so let's type this in. Yeah, y'all can see what I'm looking at. All right, Pennsylvania. All right, let's see. In 2020, Sniffy won Pennsylvania by, I think, 1-2. Yeah, basically 1. And yet at this stage last cycle, they had him up by 5.3. And right now, Harris is only up by 0.4%. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Which should tell you something, that not only were the polls off, but they're always off on favor of Sniffy or Hillary or Heels Up. But on top of that, my friends, I just want to point this out. On top of that, watch. I find this to be very interesting and very illuminating. Watch. So Biden was up by 5.3, Hillary was up 2.4, and Harris is only up 0.4 in Pennsylvania. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, the right track, wrong track, I think they got it down here. 33% of the people think the country isn't just on the wrong track. There's 33% more people. So basically, 33% of the population thinks the country's on the right track. 66% of the population thinks the country's on the wrong track. Very interesting. 66% of the people, 2/3, think the country's on the wrong track. Huh. Who's in charge right now? It ain't Trump, it's heels up. Now, they might blame Biden for that. I mean, look, they're disapproving of Biden at 14.3%. That does not bode well for heels up. It doesn't. I don't care what they say about, she's getting excitement. No, dude. Her numbers are well below Hillary's and Joe Biden's. Well below that. And we've already proved to, just easy to do, that Hillary and Joe Biden underperformed their polls significantly. Significantly. Now, mind you, Hillary was before drop-in ballots and mail-in ballots. They still have mail-in ballots, but they tried to run a fake. They basically did the option where they said in 2018 is Arizona. They tried to see if they could get whoever the hell it was. I'm drawing a blank. Who was one of the Senate? I forgot. It was Kristen. I forgot who it was. They try to run an option play to fake us. And Rageaholic, Razorfist talked about that. He goes, "This is their test," and it worked like a charm. Moonbase, we see Harris flying on a broom up here. Yeah. Pennsylvania by 80,000 votes. That took almost a week behind closed doors and deliveries. Yeah, that's right. There hasn't been any change in months. Any dame saying she's gaining on Trump is just false. Lefties own the Wisconsin Supreme Court now. Yeah, they do. And that's a problem. 100%. I mean, this is the issue that, all it takes is a couple of precincts, not even counties, just a couple of precincts. Does Trump go ahead with the second? I would, if I'm Trump. Yeah, look, dude, when you're like, Kamala Harris not dumb. I mean, it's, she if you look, who's I watching today? It's, Mark Dice. If you watch her when she was not being programmed, she came across fine, dude. I mean, she's a big lib, but when she's trying to pretend she's not a big lib, she looks like an idiot. But when she's just being herself as a big lib, as a Elizabeth Warren type, she's okay. I mean, she's not idiot. You know what I'm saying? She's not stupid. As much as we like to laugh at her because it's easy to, because she sounds stupid because she's being so programmed. She's basically in the prevent defense. She does not want to make a mistake. You see what I'm saying? And as such, she just looks like a clown. No other way around it. Look, plenty of Republicans do the same thing. Trust me. Many, many Republicans like just be yourself for heaven's sake. But I would, dude, what's the score of the Clemson game right now? I hope Clemson smokes them. Clemson got all kinds of whiteys. We got to go for the team with the white guys for sure. So I think if I'm Trump, I'm saying let's do it because everyone knows Trump, man. I mean, no one's going to be dismayed by Trump. Everyone knows him. The idea, I'm on X all the time, and these like right wingers supposedly but Trump, like, dude, give me a break, dude. Did Trump have his best night? No. Did he freaking shoot himself in the foot? No. Just come on. Everybody knows Trump. The issue is not everyone knows Kamala. No, heck no. No, it's a Brock-free zone. Don't forget to bark at the like button. I think the risk for Trump laying an egg are low, and the risk for Kamala laying an egg are high because she can't do it. She can't be an authentic, middle-of-the-road person because that's not who she is. She'll get caught in her thing on fracking and all that stuff. And so, Jill, I completely disagree. Who they playing, Celtic? Who's Clemson playing? Damn, it's bummed to see Miami pulled out last night too. And yeah, and now she's fallen as well. So I'm surprised you guys think no debate. Why would you say no debate? I don't think there's any downside for Trump, man. I don't. If another debate with Kamala, oh, I don't care about Stanford. Stanford typically has a lot of white guys too, so that's not. I want to see ACC lay the smackdown on Florida State. I can't wait to see that. The Clemson lay the smackdown on Florida State. In Miami, love to see Miami go down. Anyway, so I think they should, because I think the downside risk for Kamala is much, much higher than the downside risk for Trump. And the fact that Kamala is wanting more debates, they know, dude. I mean, right now, she's basically winning at a percentage significantly lower than Hillary or Biden. And this is another thing people don't get. And they're like, oh, I got this guy on my YouTube channel. He's a nice guy, but he said, you're cherry picking, Josh. I can't stand LSU. And I'm like, I was like, I said, what? What am I cherry picking? You know, I didn't use a Rasmussen video poll last time I did the thing on Pennsylvania. I just looked at the numbers in Pennsylvania. The numbers favor Trump because they're way overweighted for wealthier people and white women. It's just fact. It's just a fact. Hey, Tom. As Arnold would say from Total Recall, if I'm not me, then who the heck am I? That's Harris too. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, I get what you're saying there, but that's what they said his last debate. And actually, since the last debate, Trump has been picking up. I mean, Hills Up is slowly falling apart. Hey, Warren's back, man. Hey, look at Warren. Looks like he changed his avatar too. Where you been, Warren? You got a donut on there? Is that chocolate donut? Look at old Warren coming back here. Now, Trump's got to win. He's got to win the whites. If he gets 65% of the whites, he's winning. No other way around it. Look at freaking Warren PLT. All right. Glad to have you back, man. Warren's ready to vote for Trump, man. Warren's like, hell yeah, vote for Trump. What's the good point Jill made? But she only gets, but they're going to say she wins anyway. I mean, but that's, don't forget, they even tried to say Sniffy Joe won that night. And we all know he didn't. He said, yeah, he wasn't great, but you got your mind, dogs. They said he wasn't great, but he turned it on at the end. He looked great. What the hell, man? How come no one's fondling that like button? What the hell? That's the wrong answer. Anyway, so the point being is we had Hillary, we had Biden, and we got Kamala. Kamala's in the worst shape of the three. And where I'm going with this is based on the exit polls from 2020. The exit polls on 2020 in terms of the turnout. It's not going to be the same turnout. It's just not. And the reason it's not going to be the same turnout is because no matter what you say, this is not a post-COVID thing. People are still scared crapless of COVID. As wrong as that drives me insane. A lot of Republicans were still scared of COVID, and they said, oh, Trump's not doing enough. Yes, I want you. Yes. Did he did he have like 100 cases of freaking rubbing oil or something like that? Yes. That is classic, Paul. Did he the like button, please? Oh my goodness. People were still scared of COVID. It's nuts to me. And because that was still one of their biggest issues. I get that, Jill. I kind of get that. I just can't imagine Biden would have gone along with it like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think half people here are libs. I'm still voting for the fellow because he has a better plan. The media's work. Yeah. So you got Charlotte, you got Fulton County, Georgia. We got whatever that Madison County, Wisconsin. You got Philadelphia, and whatever that county is in Michigan, Macomb County or something. I don't know. And this is where this is the issue, where the illegals are coming from. That's the issue. Notice that they're putting the illegals in. I was just watching my man Nick Johnson's video. I just watched my man Nick Johnson's video about all the Haitians in Pennsylvania, and they're getting the driver's license, and the people can they vote? And the guy, the county commissioner, the county Republican guys, they're not supposed to, but What do you do when you show up to vote and you got a driver's license? I mean, you got a driver's license, your registration, Dane County, that's what it is. What are you gonna do? You're gonna say you can't vote? You say, well, that's racist because I'm black. It's like, well, you're not a citizen. Do you know that the city of Minneapolis now has their first non-citizen police officer, a Somali? Not a citizen of the United States. A Somali refugee is now a police officer in Minneapolis. It's crazy. And look, dude, they interviewed one Liberian, and she's a Republican business owner. She likes Trump, but she feels Trump is being too hard on immigrants. And I said, no, lady, he's not being too hard on immigrants. He's being too hard on the illegal immigrants who came here without their papers. And that kind of pissed me off. It's like, you came here legally, lady. You applied. That's what these people need to do. They need to apply. And there's a complete difference between people who come there the right way, who we get to vent or whatever. We get to say we don't want them here versus people who come here the wrong way. They just show up and they start getting all this money. And then I'm really starting to get pissed off too. We're like, you remember the Irish came here? Remember? Yeah, the Irish, the Chinese, all these guys that came here, the Italians, they didn't come here with welfare checks and free housing. They came here to build the damn country. They did not come here freaking and be able to take a plane back home on a 2-week vacay. They came here to build the country, leave everything behind, and they didn't have anything handed to them. They're living in tenement squares and homes and stuff like that. Nothing. They didn't have anything. That's why tuberculosis is so high through the roof and all that, because they're living in literally filth. Yeah, a little bit different. Haitian coming over here giving a freaking all this money, housing, all stuff, while our own citizens don't get crap. So look, I'm pro-immigrant, 100%. I think it needs to be restricted, absolutely. But if you want to come here and work your ass off and freaking, you're going to make a go of it, more power to you. But we shouldn't freaking encourage you to do that. We shouldn't welcome you with freaking red carpet while we can't even fund Social Security. While we can't even fund freaking, we still have, it's insane. We all know this, it's insane. And it's insane. And then the idea that being against that is against immigrants, I don't care anymore. I used to care, like, oh man, yeah, they're going to piss off. At this stage, you've got to get 65% of the white vote, Republicans. It's no longer good enough to get 60% of the white vote because the white vote is depreciating like that. You've got to get, so you can't just say we're going to get 58% of white vote. You're done. 58% of a declining number is less and less and less each election cycle. You got to increase that percentage of white votes. That should be your priority. Nothing else should matter. Nothing else. If you get 65%, you're winning. And about probably 10 years, you're going to need to get 75%. You're going to need to do this. Now, you'll never get the elites in Boston and Los Angeles. Screw those people. But there's a big country out there of people who haven't voted for a long time because Republicans were always the party of the rich upper elites. You see what I'm saying? They didn't give two craps about union members and all that stuff. That's changing now. I hope it permanently too. And you've got to get if you get 65% of the white, you win. Now, next time, 2028, it might not be enough. You've got to get these people to vote for you. And the way you do is say, look, man. Now, sadly, there are a bunch of whites that aren't working. I know that for a fact. I get it. Young whites, they're sitting on their asses not doing anything. I don't know where their money's coming from. I don't know. But that's not the majority. I mean, a lot of white people are still crushing. And those are the guys we need. And you got to go after those. Hard to get the white. Yeah, well, that's. Yeah, I'm not familiar. I mean, if she wants to tax, they'll never. Taxing unrealized capital gains will never go through. It's insane. Yeah, I think it's easier to get the white college grads once they're faced with the reality that they're being discriminated against. So there's a guy on who I follow on Substack. I'm drawing a blank who it was. I can't remember. But he was an actor, and he wasn't getting any roles because he's a white guy. Who the hell was that? Was that Foundering? Y'all follow Foundering? I don't know if you're on X or not, but X Foundering, he's on YouTube as well. Every now and again, he gets banned because he's pretty. He doesn't shy away from being controversial. The guy, he's a piano player. He has all these. Oh, that guy's Jill. You know I'm Jill's still here. You know what I'm talking about? Foundering, the guy on YouTube and X, funny as hell. But yeah, well, I get it. Working class voting for Trump doesn't matter the color. Yes, 1%. But you got to get 65% of the white vote. That's all there is to it. And the significant majority of whites are not upper elite Manhattanites. That's for sure. It wasn't Dean Cain. I know who you're talking. No, it's not him. I just can't remember who it was, but he's really a rabble rouser now. I just read his thing about a week ago. I forgot who it was because he wasn't getting any gigs because he's a white guy. He's like, what the hell? And he went into Hollywood, big lib. He's like, I never knew that. I literally never knew there's any discrimination against whites. Now I felt it myself. I literally can't apply the minute they say you're white. So what the hell? So anyway, what happens, Andrew, is some of these white guys, it's kind of like Peter. Remember when Peter denied Jesus? The biggest advocate for Jesus was Peter after that because he said, yikes, because he felt it. He saw it with his own eyes. So when these people start getting denied jobs, denied preference, denied all this because they're white, that's when they're going to turn around and say, wait a second, man, I went to college. Now I can't, I'm getting pushed aside because of diversity quotas and stuff like that. They'll come out fire. Look, I was a big lip. Man. Big lip. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, look, I had an American flag hung upside down in my room when I was growing up. I voted for Dukakis. I voted for Jesse Jackson in the primary in '88. Voted for Dukakis in the general. Voted for Barbara Mikulski in the state of Maryland for Senate in 1988. Came back in '92 as full-fledged Buchananite. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, I saw that, let's just put it this way, a certain group of people could bandy together and go after another certain group of people without any repercussions. But that other certain group of people who were being beaten, fought back, there would be repercussions. So you can see, I was like, wait, that's not right. This isn't, what the hell is this? You see what I'm saying? And, reality is a bitch. It really is. It wakes up very, very quickly. You say, wait a second. And then you realize, even all these years later, a certain group of people commits a hell of a lot more crimes than another group of people. And yet that certain group of people committing the crimes, for some reason, no one doesn't do anything until the very rare instance that this other group of people supposedly commits a crime against that certain group of people. Then all of a sudden people are like, oh, they start rioting in the street and all that, even though it's the exact opposite. There's a fundamental black on white crime epidemic, and no one talks. And people are starting to do more and more now, thankfully. But I saw that back in '92. I said, wait a second, man, what this isn't good. And then we got to go to Honduras and Panama. And I saw how piss poor these people were. I was like, great people, poor. I said, why are they so poor and why are we so wealthy? And I thought I was poor. Oh, hell no. I go to Honduras, like, yeah, I'm not poor. I had it going on. You know what I'm saying? I had 3 hots and a cot. Anyway, so the reality is a mofo, and a lot of these college kids, they're you think, and then all of a sudden you're going to apply that. I can't wait to get this job at a nonprofit. It was to advance the gay agenda, and everyone's going to love me because I'm so wholesome. Yeah, we don't want you. We want that guy over there. But you'll be, I'm gay and I'm white. Yeah, we still want the trans black, one-legged grandma with, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? We want that person instead. And more people are realizing this because it's inevitable. You have to. I mean, at some point, the reality is a bitch. I actually didn't post this video yet, but I did it. I recorded it while I was coming home today about the biggest fraud ever perpetuated on America is that white men need to go to college. And the reason I only said white men, because a lot of blacks don't go to college still. You know what I'm saying? They're still not doing it, and that's great. More power to them. But when they started promising white men, oh, if you go to college, you'll have a skill set, you'll be in an office and you don't have to be outside in the elements. You'll be a climate controlled office. You'll be pushing paper. You'll be making all this kind of money. They've been pushing that for 50 years. That was probably true back in the 70s, you know what I'm saying? And even into the 80s. That's not true anymore. Not true. If you go to college, you'll end up like me in a call center and making $18,000 a year. Many of these white guys do. And as such, many of these white guys who should have been doing other things, I had no way I should have been, because white guys, men generally speaking, are a lot more hyper than women, and they don't want to sit in class and be a little girl. They want to get out. They want to be out there, do stuff. They want to be outside. They want to be moving stuff. They're just a man. They're men, dude. And me too. You know what I'm saying? And but my mom. She said you should go to the Maine Maritime Academy, learn a skill, join the union, and you can make a lot of money. And but she didn't want me to. She wanted me to go to the Maine Maritime Academy to basically be a white collar job, not to be on the front line. I get it, 100%. But we've been pushing this, not Maine Maritime Academy. We've been pushing this. Just go get a degree, psychology, history. It'll be great. And that doesn't do crap anymore. And so a lot of these white men, they go to these colleges, and they're not doing anything. And now they're pissed off. And they're like, oh, it's not fair. And you're like, dude, you should have learned a different skill set. i.e., like what you can do, Andrew. None of these guys can do this stuff, dude. It's crazy. There's a complete lack of knowledge among white men. And black men too, don't get me wrong, but white men, and as such, there are a lot of these people are just like wandering aimlessly, and we don't have this enough labor to do the jobs that's required to continue to grow the economy like with the old days. And some of it is manual labor. I hate to say it, but manual labor sucks. But that's how you start. You start digging ditches, and then you start building your way up, man. That's how it works. You start cleaning the toilets, and next thing you know, you're freaking managing a bar. That's how it works, dude. You don't just start at the top. You got to work your way out. And a lot of these guys don't want to do that because they don't think they had to. And so now we have this huge epidemic. That's not the right word. A huge demand for people who can do stuff like what Andrew can do. Andrew can do anything. And we don't have the skill set to do it. There's my man, Guy Martz. I don't know if he's on there. He fixes refrigerations for a living. And we have this older base of knowledge guys that know to do this stuff, skilled labor, and we don't have anyone coming up behind. And so not only do we not have anyone coming up behind, but we don't have anyone who wants to learn these trades either because it's hard freaking work. They were told since day one, go to college, the comforts of office environment. And they've been trained to do that, and they don't know hard labor. How do you tell a 25-year-old guy to now start digging ditches who's never had to do any of that? I mean, at least I had to do that when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? None of these guys have. How do you tell him to start when he's always been, getting the participation trophy and always been told you're top shelf, it's okay. Now he's like, yeah, but I'm just in a call center. Yeah, I know, but that's not what I want to do. Okay, well, you can go start, but you have to start on the low end of the total pole. I don't want to do that. It's hard work, exactly. So then we look at the Haitians who say, dude, I'll do it for $10 an hour. Americans won't even do it for $20 an hour. These freaking Guatemalans, I'll do that crap. You can't blame the Guatemalans, the Haitians. And frankly, you can't even necessarily blame the government so much, even though the government's the people who put us here to begin with, saying this is the way out with all these stupid studies. Look, a college degree. That's what freaking pissed me off. Here's the average income with a college degree. Here's the average income without a college degree. That is such a freaking scam. Because the average income with a college degree includes all those doctors, those radiologists, all these people up there, way up here. You see what I'm saying? The average income without a college degree, there might be every now and again not a Warren Buffett, a freaking Jeff Bezos. I don't know if Jeff Bezos got a college degree. I don't know. But one of these guys, Zuckerberg. You have one Zuckerberg for every 100 radiologists, anesthesiologists, and all that stuff. You see, it's crazy. The people without a college degree, a lot of times the reason I have a college degree is because they went to work right out of the gate. And sometimes there's a reason they went to work right out of the gate because they failed out of high school because they're doing drugs. So you take these averages, this average here with the high money is a huge subset. I mean, it's tons of people in there. But they have a lot of people who have PhDs, master's degrees, MD, lawyers, all that stuff. The people down here aren't lawyers. The people down here aren't doctors. They might be an entrepreneur every now and again. That's it. Such a freaking scam. So everyone in their mind said, oh my goodness, the average college grad is making $150,000. The average high school grad is only making $50,000 without recognizing the averages are skewed completely here. It's crazy. Yeah, 1%. Old Ted Kennedy. Near Pittsburgh, says Marie, Primata brothers shut down advanced campaign event, but kicked out customers. There's a place in Pittsburgh that's some kind of bar or coffee place or something like that. Yeah, maybe that's what it's called. Maybe that's, I don't. There's that, but they did kick out customers to accommodate Kamal. I saw that actually. It's crazy. Yeah, I support the. Maybe I don't think it was that. I can't remember who it was, man. I want to say it's that foundering guy, but I don't think it was. It might well be. No, it wasn't James Wood. Son, husband. I don't know what that son, husband, man. Yeah. I tell you, man, Alabama's going to win 14-0 by 14. Well, I mean, I'm glad I went to college, but I mean, I was 4 years older, and I had served 4 years in the infantry, so I was grateful to be there. I was 4 years older than my peers, and I mean, I was scared. I was intimidated. I didn't think I was like, these kids are gonna be so much smarter than me, And then I get into college, I'm like, these kids are stupid. I was like surprised. They're just dumb. They had no life experience. They had no nothing. They literally just 2 months removed from living at home with mom. I was like, oh, I remember looking at the syllabus before school started, getting the books, reading them and stuff like that, because I was worried I was going to look like an idiot. I was just served 4 years in the infantry. And I get to school, I'm like, A, these kids look very young, and B, they're not very mature, acting very silly. And C, when we started having the class discussions, it's like, man, these guys are just dumb. They don't read. It's crazy. I'll never forget one guy. He thought it was all that in a bag of chips. He was trying to tell me the New York Times is a right wing newspaper. I said, yeah, college, yeah, 100%. College is a lot more women than men. 100%. Yeah, maritime grads make 100K out of the 100%, dude. Dude, maritime, and I just, man, these guys who know these skill set. Who was I talk to? I was talking to a guy. Oh, just today, could not believe it. I'm in Dunkin' Donuts, mind my own business. Now this is just great. And some old man comes up to me. I think I might have said this in the video. I haven't posted the video. I'll do it later. I just on my grandpa. So I'm sitting there, mind my own work on my book. He knocks on my table. I can knock out the door. And he says, "Are you from Canada?" Because I got my Toronto Blue Jay shirt on. I said, "Oh, no, sir, not me." He goes, "Okay, good." And then I said, "I'm from Maine, though." We got to talk about Maine. He goes, "Oh, man, my son just got back from Maine." I said, "Oh, what's he doing up there?" He goes, "Oh, he's got a house up there." And we got talking. His son has a house in Cape Elizabeth, which is like the wealthiest part of Maine. At least it used to be. Probably still is. And my mom's second husband was from Cape Elizabeth, third generation. And we lived there. I lived there for about 6 months or so. And I went to Cape Elizabeth High School for one semester. I said, "Oh, man, no kidding." Anyway, so long story short, turns out his son got in a lot of trouble when he was young, rabble rouser, spent some time in jail. It seems like I couldn't quite get the story, but it sounds like that's what he said. To try to get him out of trouble, they sent him to Tulane because it sounds like the parents are kind of wealthy. And that didn't help. So I guess he got more trouble down there. Something to do with the motorcycle. I couldn't follow the whole thing. Anyway, so he comes out of Tulane. I don't know if he graduated or not, and he starts buying up, just real bad commercial property. And it sounded like South Fulton County, which is not a good place to be. And he was doing everything in there. He renovated. He did the whole thing. He does the whole. You go down there and you tear it all in. You do the whole thing, the whole renovation. We used to call it a build out. I think he did. I think it's what he's called build out. He did the whole build out. I can't remember what he's renovating it, what he does, but he's renting it and renting it, and all that stuff. And he's been doing that for years. And he's made so much money he can afford a house in Cape Elizabeth. He still lives down here in Milton too. In fact, he's got a kid who's going to go to Cambridge next year. I said, "Man, that's crazy." Turns out he went in the Army too. So after he got his little stint at Tulane, which I don't know if he graduated or not. I don't think he did, because he went in the Army as a enlisted guy. He was stationed over Germany, 4 years, and came out and started crushing. Now this guy's making tons of money. He does all the wiring, does all the crap, all the drywall, everything. You know what I'm saying? He does everything. And he's freaking kicking ass and taking names, this guy. And it sounds like he might be a little bit younger than me, because again, one of his kids is just going to be a freshman in high school next year. But be it as it may, he's trying to move to Maine because he likes it. He just likes the scenery, the smell. Let's just put it this way: a different culture, if you know what I'm saying. And he's pretty right wing, but generally speaking, Mainers are they're pretty reserved in that regard. Not all of them, but he's like, hey, you can fit in without. You don't have to be an asshole politically. You can just fit in and not run amok of. It's not like you're in freaking Berkeley, California, or something like that, where they'll hang you if you say anything negative about Heels Up Harris. But anyway, so that's the kind of guy that we need, and he's big right winger for sure. He actually got in a gunfight down there in South Fulton County because some people were trying to were trying to vandalize one of his businesses or something like that, and he said, "Hey, what the hell? You can't do that." And they said, "Oh, okay, we are," and they pulled a gun on him. He carries. They started shooting at each other. It's crazy. Anyway, he's making bank, this guy, and I very much enjoyed hearing that story. And the same thing though. He went in the Army, figured he's young, dumb, and he had to go in the military, figure himself out. Now he's crushing. You see what I'm saying? And we need more of that. More of that. I'm not saying you have to go in the military, but you gotta young men need to be. They need to get between 18 and say 22, 24 even. They need to find their way, and going to college and being indoctrinated to stupid stuff isn't finding their way. It's just not. Yeah, YouTube, 100% can teach you more if you watch the right content. Yeah, well, I completely agree. As long as you try, you can't just watch. I've heard this a number of times from people like Miles Beckler and stuff. People I follow on YouTube said you can't just watch. You got to do as well. You can't just say, "Huh, that looks interesting." I got to fix a carburetor on my lawnmower. But you actually got to try it as well. So watching is one thing, but trying is something else. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people do get. I know I am. I'm always worried. Like I can take something apart 2 seconds flat, putting it back together. I can't. My brain. I'm like, where did this be? About 10 years ago, I had this little Marlin rifle, like a 22, just a little pea shooter, and I was taking it apart to clean it, and I had never taken it apart before, and then I break it down, I'm cleaning it, and I said, ooh, now I can't remember what goes where, and it's been a long time since I've broken down an M16 or even AR-15, and I used to be able to do M16s literally with blindfold on. I was so good at it, but I was like, I'm not sure where where these parts go. And so I still got my Marlin down the base, and I'm not sure if that guy could fire now. It's like Homer. I don't know if my man Cal is here, but Homer, when he put together his his barbecue pit, it's like me. I was like, yeah, it still looks like a rifle, dude. That's what I'm trying to say. To change politics, tax their endowments. I cannot agree more. Look at my man Liberty. He's a right winger. He gets it. This is what I'm trying to say. If you want to make it hurt, you got to go after where the pain points are. Why but they're always going to say, well, if they go after the endowments, they're going to go after us next. I'm like, where is the evidence of this? Where is the evidence of this? And what they'll always say, always say, look where the tax rates used to be in 1913, then look where they are today. I'm like, oh my goodness. What were they in 1970? Where are they today? In 1970, it was 70%. What are they now? 35. They'll go up to 39.6. But what is it for the lower earners? 0, 10, and 12. Soon to be 0, 10, and 15. I don't even think it's going to go to 15. Because you could argue in favor of tax hikes to fund the government back then. But now we're funding the government without any tax revenue to fund it. And we're still growing by the deficit's growing by, I think it's 7% of GDP this year alone. And the government's still going on. So the old days of we can't spend money if we don't have the tax revenue, well, that's been blown out of proportion. That's simply not true. So people say, oh, but they're going to tax us. Look what it used to be. I'm like, yeah, look what it used to be. And now look what it is. And what happened to Walter Mondale? Oh, he said he was going to raise taxes. How many states did he win there, guy? Well, he won one, his home state of Minnesota. How many votes did he win it by? Oh, 5,000. 5,000 votes. Okay. Yeah. So tax hikes on the middle class aren't going to go over well. That's just a fact. So argue all you want. Don't tell me this. I don't want to hear it. Oh, but they raise taxes on the wealthy. They're going to come after us next. No. I don't buy it for 2 seconds. Show me the evidence of that over the last 50 years. I just love to see. Show me the evidence of any Democrat proposing tax hikes on the middle class. I'd love to see it. Yeah, they propose tax hikes on the 1%. I get all that. Show me where they propose tax hikes on the middle class. I mean, I love it. We need more men out of high school that have practical skills. 100%. Why blame women? Blame women? Why? Hey, well, I say 18 years old, don't know what they want, so they need to work and not. I 100%, man. A lot of 18 years old, they don't. I mean, look, you can't. I didn't know what I wanted when I was 18. I got my son's going to turn 18 here in 3 months. You don't know. And his mom is like, well, we got to figure. No, you're not going to. I tell her, Charlotte, I said, look, he's not going to figure it out in 3 months. He's got to see what's out there. But with that said, you don't go to massive amount of school debt, which is what makes going to Georgia so nice, is because as long as it keeps his GPA above a certain threshold, he can go to Kennesaw State or something like that for free. I mean, you still got to pay tuition, a room and board, but then you can kind of figure it out, work your way out, and they say, okay, after a couple of years, if he wants to keep at school, he can transfer to UGA or Georgia Tech. If he doesn't want to, he can get out without any issue. 100%. But a lot of these guys that say, I'm going to college and I'm going to parlay on my parents' money. And then they're freaking seniors like, oh, now what? Yeah, now what? Now I got to take the first job I can find. Yeah, pulverizers hurt 100%. Same with you, Carl. You and pulverizer are a match made in heaven. I think pulverizer and pooping, i.e., Carl. I think they're lovers. If you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They're happy lovers. Once, how dare you? This is a very lucrative career for me. Need to watch the documentary "Line in the Sand." That doesn't tell us anything. It just says there's a documentary called "Line in the Sand." I need more than that, Brian. Yes, exactly right. But what the hell's line in the sand? Even freaking Angie's talking about line in the sand. No one knows what it is. What is it? Oh, boy. Come on, man. Help us help you watch your show. A lot of men don't mature as fast. 100%, Joe. That's why there's a lot of men who are 4 years older than the wives because they don't mature as quickly. 100%. Yep, could not agree more. No, no, we should not require 2 years military service. Hell no. Hell no. That dude, that's no. Hell, you no. You're not sending my kids to friggin' fight Sniffy Joes or Heels Up War for Israel. I'll tell you that right now, or Ukraine. Hell no. Hell no. Now we got idiots like freaking Mark Levin or whatever that guy's name is. That guy, I can't stand that guy, dude. He's bloodthirsty for war with Iran now. Like, dude, would you just stop, Mark Levin? Just stop, you freaking scumbag. He's like, we got to go to war with Iran because they're trying to assassinate Trump. I said, according to who exactly? According to who? Because you know what they were going to say, man. If they took Trump out, not they, but if that guy, whatever his name is, took Trump out in Butler, they were going to blame it on Iran. And there's a win-win. They could go after Iran because they've always wanted the globalists in DC want Iran wiped off the map without question. They would have gone after Iran and they would have said, look, we're doing it for Trump. We're going to kill, Trump is dead. Iran did it. We're going after Iran. Then they got rid of Trump and they could go after Iran. Dude, these guys are freaking evil scumbag warmongers. They're desperate for war with Iran. They're desperate for war with Russia. At some point, our proxies in Ukraine and Israel aren't going to be enough to get the job done. They're just not. And as such, it will be us doing it. And no, I will go to jail before. Now, look, my kids are 18; they can do whatever the hell they want. But the freaking, you can send your freaking, KGB over here to send us to jail for not showing up to your stupid war. Ain't happening, dude. Not here. Like, who's it? There's a MMA fighter, Sean Strickland or something like that. A guy from Arkansas. I'm not sure it's him. I don't think it's him. But anyway, he says, I'm not going anywhere overseas to war. The minute someone steps in my land in Arkansas, it's war. But until that happens, I'm not going to fight anyone's war. 100%. I'm not fighting Iran on behalf of Israel. I'm not fighting Russia on behalf of Ukraine. Screw all that stuff, dude. Enough of this crap. Quit calling. Yeah, 100%. Electric utility digging ditches. Dude, and that's because just with a stupid hurricane, man. I think I posted some on YouTube or at least on Facebook or something like that. Yeah, all these feminists out there. Yeah, how is society going to work after Hurricane Helen without a lot of working white men? How's that going to work for you there, feminists? Yeah, it's going to be tough, isn't it? It's going to be tough. Yeah, maybe give some respect where respect is due. There's some reason why fathers paid a dowry in the past. Oh, man. It's a semi-automatic Marlin. Yes, sir. I bet Andrew knows how to fix it. I mean, I guess it has an upper and a lower I can take apart and send it to you, Andrew. And I can I'll give it to you, dude. Give it to you. Yeah, dude. If I had YouTube in the 80s, 100%, man. 100%. If I had YouTube in the 80s, I could 100%. I could not agree with you more, man. Judges used to offer a lot of break. Well, that's what happened to me. So I was in front of the judge and I said, Judge, I'm getting ready to go in the Army. He goes, okay, if I see you in front of my courtroom again, you're going to jail. I hope I hope the Army straightens you up. So that was Jill parts left over. So here's Andrew. Andrew, a couple of y'all other people told me how to fix the backup in my dishwasher. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to do it. So I did it, and I said I had one washer left over, or a gasket. Anyway, I guess there's a rubber gasket left over, and I had it up there. I knew where it was going to go. I just forgot to put it on. And so my wife, I said, okay, this is working now. And my wife, I said, she goes, well, what's that? I said, oh, it's just one of the rubber gaskets. She goes, you didn't know where it goes? I said, I know. But she was like, oh boy, always, anytime Josh does something, there's always pieces left over. I was just like, I knew I should have put it in my pocket. I was all proud of myself. I fixed this. I was underneath there doing all this stuff. I said, I got it. I found a big old stuck thing in there, just like what Andrew, these other boys told me to do. Yanked it out, I got all switched, and I said, okay, let me just put this. I said, man, I forgot to put the gasket back in. Yeah, that's right when Charlotte came back down. She goes, oh, I said, I think I got it. She goes, okay, but you got a piece left over. What's that? So that's that. And she goes, oh boy. I said, oh boy. Dane County, Madison equals library. The two Brians here aren't making any sense. We got Brian Dish, who says, watch Line in the Sand, which doesn't mean anything to anybody. Then this guy, Brian, Dane County, Madison equals library. They must be on some kind of level of communication that we aren't on. They used to pay a dowry, but someone estimated, yeah, right there, 839 billion total U.S. college endowments, and yet people are still graduating with debt, with massive amount of debt. It's crazy. Yeah, that's a great point, Brian. They've removed a lot of shop classes out of high school. Sports are more important. Yep, that's a great point. Great point. Yeah, a lot of dads like, I want my son to be a football superstar. Told you, Tide's going to win by 2 touchdowns. I'm a proud masculine presenting trans lesbian. The Line is saying is a documentary about legal immigration and the part the government has in it. Oh, I got to sneeze. There's another documentary. Where's Pulverizer? About Europe. What the hell is it called? I haven't watched it yet. I can't remember. Maybe Pulverizer. It was a gripping expose of a corrupted system and demands change. Where is it on Netflix? Probably not Netflix. Oh, James O'Keefe does it. Cool. Jill had a full academic scholarship, good private college, and paid my way and worked hard. But lasted 1 year as a high school math teacher. I bet I would have done well. I bet I'd have done as well. Well, college, straight out of high school, I could have learned and been 5 years ahead. Model 62nd, I'd probably put back together if I have the parts. I don't know that to be true, Andrew. You should see the work I've done on it. What I mean, the work where the parts are that probably aren't where they're supposed to be. I think it was Norway where the women went on strike for a day. No one knows, other than the men were more productive. That is funny. Brian. Oh, boy, Brian. There's an international alert academy in Tejas. That sounds like a year of good experience. Yeah, dude, they're paying like Maine Maritime Academy. All these guys are like, please come. We'll train you how to do this stuff. You come, we'll pay for it. Over the summer, come. And my own kids like, dude, you guys got to do this. Like, yeah. Like, dude, and they're gonna have to figure it out. I mean, I'm not gonna carry them. I'll tell you that right now. They're gonna have to figure it out. I'm like, dude, you can learn a skill that is such high demand that pays so much money. You just got to go and work. It's gonna take hard work. I grant you. Hard work. I mean, my kids actually do work hard. Calvin's got a job working at a bar. Liam, he busts his ass. Was his tennis coach. He works for his tennis coach, and he works. He did something else too. I forgot what he did. But anyway, it's not like they're afraid of work. But I'm like, they're still kind of kid. I get it. But I'm just like, man, at some point you're gonna have to crap or get off the pod. And they're not afraid of work. Let's just put it this way. But at some point you're gonna have to go and learn from the bottom. It sucks. Sucks being at the bottom. And you're looking up. You're like, man. But you just stick it out. Just keep your head clean. 6 months, next thing you know, you're a veteran. A year, next thing you know, you got respect. 2 years, next thing you know, you're in a leadership position. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Sad, dude. He's 20-0. I knew it, man. Dude, Escalator. I have a friend of mine who knows Escalator techs, and these guys come and go as they please. No one's making them get a vax. I'll tell you that right now. Crazy. I am paying 60 G's annually for my niece to study environmental studies in college. Is Georgia just getting pummeled? Is it even close? Or it was Carson Beck throwing pick sixes? That sucks, dude. I don't think Alabama's got any white guys on their team. At least Georgia has some white guys, not many, but I don't think. Yeah, that sucks. I think but we do have the playoff now, so we can always come back. And that's a nice thing. You don't just because you lose one game doesn't mean you're out for the year. That's good. You know what I'm saying? So, I just, I mean, that's the playoff finally's here. Yeah, dude, these elevator techs make a freaking bank because that's a job that everyone needs to do, and very few. Yeah, yeah. I would like, yeah, what I'm saying. Oh, it's all DEI though. They need to have a certain group of racial diversity. That's priority for elevator techs. Yeah, I just like money market accounts, Brian, and the Vanguard money market is still paying like 5% last I saw. All right, so that's my expose, if you will, on what's going on. Nah, I mean he doesn't deliver alcohol. He just basically takes orders and delivers the orders to the tables. All right, line in the sand here is Conrad Brandenmule. Does it get more German than that? What a great name, Conrad Brandenmule. Line in the sand, a cautionary tale of obsession and sacrifice. I one detects quest for justice. Shit says, where do you find that? Yeah, cool. Where do you find that Conrad Brandenmule? Brandenmule. I'm assuming you're German, right? You and Angie will probably be good friends because Angie's German. Freaking Germans. What happened to you Germans, dude? You guys just used to be such a proud people. I know, but where's it? Where can I watch that? Line of saying Germans used to be such a proud people, and then they just got cucked. Conrad loves Iowa football. Oh, I hope so, dude. Iowa football crushes, man. Fauda, I hear on Netflix. Yeah, oh, dude, are you saying that Iowa football is where it's at? I'm a big Iowa football fan too. Then 100%. Dude, my man, there's a guy who's played for the Raiders. I can't remember his name. He did a video. This is crazy. He just used to play for the the Oakland Raiders. A white guy, white linebacker, number 56. I can't remember his name. And he did a video pretending to be a recruiter or a scout for an NFL team. So he goes, all right. He's talking about these three white cornerbacks coming out. And before he knew they were white, he just said, here's their names, Cooper, DeJane, whatever. He goes, okay, man, look at that back pedal speed. Look at the, swivel the hips or whatever. He goes, man, these guys are great. Oh, look at that athleticism. Oh, my goodness. And the guy says, his pretend the scout assistant said, oh, there's one problem, coach, or whatever. He goes, what? He goes, well, they're white. He goes, what? Oh, yeah, well, look, the fundamentals are great. Maybe not that they're they know the game well. Maybe not the best athleticism, but they try hard. They're always good in the locker room. We definitely want them on the team. We might not play them very much, maybe on special teams, but but they're going to be great in the locker room. They'll do whatever the team asks them. I was funny, laughing my butt off, man. Is so fun. I was like, whoa! I said, here's a white linebacker who's played for the Raiders saying this that we all know is true. If you're white, you know the game. You're gritty. You just don't have the skill set. If you're black, your athleticism's through the roof. You know what I'm saying? You can rely on your athleticism, and it's funny. And that has worked in blacks' favor for many years now that we've gotten over the hump with black quarterbacks. But it's worked against whites for many, many years, and so is hopefully starting to change. But anyway, the fact that this guy's mocking that insanity of that the whites can't be as athletic as blacks, that's good. That's a good news, man. That's good. I'm glad to see that's finally getting around. You're starting to see a little bit more whites in the NFL, by the way. I'm starting to see a few more, which is good. And I hope to continue to see more. How dare you? Hey, dude, I root for the underdog. The underdog's freaking a black guy, I root for him. And NFL, the underdogs aren't black guys. It's just or any kind of football. NFL, they're not black guys; they're white guys. Ted Hendricks. No, dude. Ted Hendricks is 85. Come on, Paul. Jeez. This is like a new guy, like today. He probably played just 2 years ago. I can't remember his name. It's Bo something. I just can't remember. Or I think it was Bo something. Freaking Paul, dude. Ted Hendricks, number 85, Paul. I said this guy's 56 for the Raiders a couple years ago. Ted the Stork. Was it Ted the Stork Hendricks? Did I see the article of a woman who was suing a man for saving her life? Yeah, I did. I think, did you send that to me? Yeah, well, Falcons got two. Their two inside linebackers are white. Yeah, I mean, so two is good nowadays. The Stork, yep. The Stork, yep. Ted the Stork Hendricks. I used to love the Raiders, man. Freaking dude. Still the Raiders, the helmet with the guy like, hey, 6'10 Boning. Hey, look at him. We got freaking the guy, PLT, whatever that guy's name was, Big Lib, and then we got 6'10 Boning. Youngest guy, had nothing degree from a nothing online school, and now a medical sales rep, absolutely crushing. He's a good looking kid with a good personality. That does help him. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you're going to be in sales, you have to have a good personality. Shocking. It doesn't help if you look bad. If you look good too. I'm surprised that 6'10 Boating, your youngest, is good looking. Because if I know you, I don't think you're a good looking guy. Actually, I don't know 6'10 Boating. He just is always trolling me. So I think he looks like a troll, but it's a troll in love. DEI definitely applies to sports still, though, 100%. I mean, absolutely. Is 100%, and because DEI is anti-white. Always remember that. DEI is anti-white, and as such, it definitely applies to sports. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Bill Belichick said something the other day I thought was very interesting. He says the days. Let me say it like this. So I'm going to paraphrase. Basically, the old 3 yards in a cloud of dust mentality is going to start coming back in the NFL because we've got so fancy, so tricky, so like West Coast style offense. A team that can just grind out 3 yards in a cloud of dust is still going to be a dominant team. With the Ravens, and I hope so, man. And so Ken Stabler, a gritty guy that friggin' just watching Ken Stabler videos on the Raiders with Dave Casper, Mark Van Egan, yeah, it's just so friggin' awesome. Smash mouth football. If you can run the ball down your opponent's throat, you can't lose, man. That's all there is to it. You don't have to worry about being a great quarterback. Terry Bradshaw is not a great quarterback. You just got to be able to friggin' give it to Franco behind Rocky Blyer. He had a fullback, he had a tailback, and friggin' Bowman just crush. Yeah. Well, Barkley's doing real well for the Eagles, 100%. Yeah, because Jalen Hurts ain't all that in a bag of chips. He's good, but not all that. And Lamar is good. He's not all that either. But you just got to freaking move the ball, and that means the offensive line is where it's at. You get you get a good offense line to run the ball, man. That other team's gonna freaking cry uncle. There's nothing better than watching a freaking offense line just manhandle a defense line, especially once your team doing it. Troll don't think so. Blue collar, three sport. Well, yeah, but ballet, fencing, and freaking yachting aren't really the sports I'm talking about. Talk about like wrestling, football, baseball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anyone could do freaking ballet, fencing, and yachting, blue collar, or 6'10 boating. Come on. Well, I was in three sports, and I was in. I played the clarinet in the band too. Oh man, I was in three sports, and I played in the band. Yeah, probably the Model UN too. 3 yards is boring. No one gonna watch that. Yeah, 100%. I completely agree, Pulverizer. That's what I'm saying. All right, Bart Starr. Oh wait, Penelope says something right here. Penelope said, "A guy saved me from falling on the sidewalk in New York, and I'm not suing him." How dare you, Penelope? You could have made money. By the way, just for all you anti-Muslims out there, the people I was talking to today, who aren't as fond of the immigration, but the woman had a cut on her hand. I said, "Oh man, how'd you get this old lady? She's 80 years old." I said, "How'd you get that?" She goes, "I fell in the parking lot, and there's all these Muslims around." And I was like, "Oh boy." She goes, "They're all said, 'Are you okay? You okay? You okay? How are you doing? You okay? Is everything okay?'" And she got up, and her husband said, "Yeah, thanks for asking." So just FYI, let's not be a hater on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just not. I actually think that there's a whole lot more opportunity going after Muslim voters, and there's another group of people that will never vote for us, never, ever, ever. And as such, I'm working with a guy right now. We're emailing back and forth. He's a secularist. He's an atheist. He's an ethnically, I can't say the word, he's ethnically this, but he's an atheist. I said, I don't get it. How can you, there's no ethnically Christian atheist. You can't be a Christian atheist at the same time. I just don't understand. And he's emailing me. And he hates Trump. Literally, these people hate right wingers more than they hate anything else. And this guy isn't a hater. Trust me, he's not. But I have, because he's a nice guy, this guy. But I have a sneaky suspicion a lot of that ethnic group are literally haters. They are so afraid of right wingers. They're more afraid of that than Muslims that are part of Hamas. You see what I'm saying? And you're never gonna get their votes ever, ever, ever. And even this guy says he thinks over 50% of Israel is not even religious. They're ethnic, and that's it, not religious. I completely agree. That's why I don't understand this whole Israel or bust. It's weird to me, man. These people aren't. They're not. They were trying to get rid of proselytization for Christians in there. No, it didn't pass. But they were trying to promote this. We don't want Christians proselytizing. That was a right wing, at least the devout groups. But the secularists atheists, they're like, man, whatever. We just want to party and go to raves with our LGBT friends. It's crazy. And somehow I just don't. It's the weirdest thing to me. Weirdest thing for me. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, but we got to do a better job. That's the thing. We got to do a better job, and that's where the challenge comes because the facts are the Democrats are going to push the Republicans as anti-immigrant. We're not anti-immigrant. We're anti anyone could just come anytime they want, and we're certainly anti just give you a bunch of money to make you feel good about yourself. You see, I mean, to make us feel good about ourselves. Like, look how diverse we are. Being an American citizen should be something you subscribe. You have to. It's a privilege, not that's not a right. There's a tree on the Lebanese flag. Oh, I knew that. Yeah, Trump's out the Alabama game. That's probably why Alabama's crushing. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go catch up a little bit of that. God bless. Line in the sand, says a couple of the Germans that we have on here. So if you know what I'm saying, be careful. You might end up in a certain way. You might say, hey, line in the sand. I'm going to start goose stepping. All right, God bless. We'll see you guys.